10 Valuable High School Lessons by Russell Green and Jalen Jackson. This is our TED Talk. First lesson is be mature. Most people start off high school acting immature, goofy, fooling around. Just don't let that be you. When I was in freshman year, I had a class, was always goofing around. I had like 3 friends in it. I was nonstop goofing around. Ended up with like a D in the class when it's an easy A class. Like that starts off freshman year with a low GPA. Like you don't want that, because then you have to work from the bottom and bring yourself up, and it's way more stress and hassle. Where you can just start off high up and then stay high up. It's just way easier. But just be mature.
Yeah, and also being mature can help you stay out of a lot of trouble in high school. I mean, you don't want to start off high school having a lot of SSRs and referrals and stuff like that. You want to just be able to have like a clean slate so you don't end up getting looked at as a bad kid in high school, because people will give you better opportunities if you don't have any type of disciplinary like blemishes on your record, rather than somebody who has been suspended 8 times, has been 6 fights, stuff like that.
Yeah, and with what he said with the clean slate, like when you go into high school, it is a complete new clean slate. Like same when you first go to middle school, clean slate, and now that's what high school is too. It's a new fresh start.
Stay off your phone. Being part of mature is staying off your phone. Phones can be cool to have and fun to be on, but they could be the sole reason for you failing in class. For example, my sophomore year, I had an A in chemistry first semester, but when I moved on to second semester, I ended up having a C just because I was on my phone a lot more that second semester. And when I could have had an A like I did first semester, but I was just on my phone. And that really affected my grade, not because of the work, not because of the test or anything like that. It's just because of the fact that I was on my phone, not paying attention, and thus that caused me to not pay attention in class more. So I didn't know as much of the material. I wasn't as prepared for tests and stuff like that as I was first semester, because I wasn't on my phone.
Yeah, it can wait. Honestly, you don't need to play back games or text bae. You can wait. It can wait. Unless it's an emergency. If that's the case, then your teacher will understand. Don't stress out too much. Being in high school can be very stressful. Just remember that everything will be okay. Fine. You're gonna stress no matter what in high school. You're gonna stress your whole life though. It's just a part of life. But you need to make sure you don't over stress, and because you're gonna get like pimples. Like you're already gonna get pimples, but like some people have some bad pimples problems. Like it's bad, and part of it's due to stress. Like you need to make sure you have like the right kind of like balance, which we'll talk about in a future lesson. But yeah, just don't stress out too much. You got anything to add?
Yeah, and like you have to find a way to optimally balance that stress, because it gets to a point where the stress can become bad for you.
You can keep talking about it. I just messed up.
Yeah, and so you don't want to get the stress to the point to where it's making your grades go down. You don't want to get the stress to where it makes your grades fall. You want to stress enough to where like your grades are good, but you don't want it to affect you in a negative way, because it's at that point to where you just gotta say, okay, it's okay that I don't have an A. It's okay. I'll go ahead and take a B. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna have an A in every single class or every single project or activity. It's just not realistic.
Yeah, going with the don't stress too much. You gotta balance your school time and your life. You don't want school to be your whole entire life, basically. You want to have a life too. School is just the add-on to your life. Like, make sure you try to join some like sports or clubs or something like that, and work maybe to get some money to save up for college, because it's expensive. And life's about balance basically. So if you don't have a like good or like decent balance, you're just not gonna. Life's gonna be miserable basically. You wanna add anything or not?
Don't follow the crowd. Do your own thing. Just because you see the majority of your peers engaging in risky behaviors and just trying to be cool, you don't have to do it. Just be unique and just stand out. Be yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you see somebody like at a party or something smoking weed or drinking alcohol, you don't have to do it just because you feel like that's cool. Like be yourself. Do what you want to do. Just because you see your friends in bathrooms like vaping or juuling or anything, you don't have to do that just because of the fact that like if you don't want to do it, then you don't have to do it just because you're cool. Later on in life, you're gonna look back at that and you're gonna be like, was that really worth it? Like, was that really worth the health risk it put me through at a young age? Was it worth being cool? Was that even cool back then? Like, it's just not worth it.
And with the Don't Follow Your Crowd, Do Your Own Thing, like today is our senior skip day basically. And we're both seniors, and instead of skipping today, we're here doing our projects because we know that we need to do the project. And instead of following the crowd, we're doing our own thing and actually staying here and doing our project and trying to get a good grade. Unlike some people, you know. Don't stand in the main hallway. This is a pretty big one, even though it doesn't seem like it, because in the main hallway especially, a lot of people love to stand there and just hang out with all their friends and stuff and just cause a whole bunch of traffic when it's not really like necessary. Like you can stop in the main hallway for a quick second to give your boo a quick hug or something, but don't stand in like the main hallway. The main hallway is where everybody's trying to walk like and get to classes like, and if you're blocking it, it makes everything way more difficult. People are late to classes, and then it's just not a good thing, really. You got anything?
You want to have fun, but be smart about it. Like you want to make high school as memorable as possible, but you don't want to end up in jail or having a kid. So make sure you have fun, but don't be stupid. So for example, like I have a lot of friends who've like dropped out or have like been arrested just because of the fact that they made some poor decisions while they were in high school, and they didn't really look at the consequences that it was gonna like have on them at that point. So they decided to engage in those risky behaviors, but at the same time they didn't have fun.
Yeah, a lot of high schoolers like to try out smoking weed or like doing like illegal things and stuff, and it goes with like the following the crowd. If you do that, you could end up in jail, and then like a lot of people think like losing your virginity in like high school is like the cool thing to do. Everybody does it, but I know like a lot of religions like to say like saving yourself for marriage and stuff like that. But if you have sexual intercourse and you end up having a kid, you're gonna be a high school student with a kid, and kids aren't cheap. Like you're gonna go poor with that. So I mean, just don't be stupid, really. Think about your future. That just goes with everything we say basically, because you want to make sure if you have a kid, your future is gonna not be bright more than likely. If you go to jail, that's not good because then you have a record. Like, and then with school related things, you want to make sure you keep your GPA up, and if you also keep your GPA up and have like, if you're in sports or clubs or music or whatever, like college love that stuff. Colleges look for those things, and they love when people like attend clubs, are in sports, and get good grades. So if you do those things, then you're gonna be better off.
Yeah, and again, with thinking about your future, you want to make sure that you know how to do some essential things like that you need to know as an adult before you graduate high school. Like you want to know how to file your taxes. You're gonna want to learn how to write a check. You're gonna want to learn how to apply for college. You want to know how to save up for college, stuff like that, before you get out of high school, because this stuff is coming at you faster than it looks, and you're not going to be prepared for it unless you prepare for it now. Start thinking about your future. You also want to challenge yourself and try new things. Challenging yourself and finding new reasons to get involved in your school can be a really positive thing to do, and it can really like help you throughout high school. And challenging yourself will also like help you succeed throughout your entire high school career and allow you to get a better insight on what your interests are, along with helping you build a strong work ethic. You also want to join clubs and extracurricular activities in order to help you challenge yourself.
I mean, yeah, just join clubs, play some sports, like try to make one of your goals being like get into NHS, which is like National Honor Society, or like those like clubs, cause it's not easy getting in those. You gotta like keep up a good GPA. You need to like attend clubs or sports or whatever, and you also gotta do some what's that called? Just like help work.
Volunteer work.
Yeah, volunteer work. So I mean, and colleges love that. So, and you can try even newer things once you get to college. And